Federal government decries a consistent and saddening situation surrounding food contamination and adulteration. Minister of Innovation, Science and Technology Geoffrey Nnaji has emphasized that 200,000 Nigerians lose their lives to foodborne illnesses every year, warning that the federal government will now enforce the full force of the law against those who engage in the illegal and unethical activities of food contamination and other adulteration. Nnaji stated that the World Health Organization statistics indicated that tainted foodborne illness in over 600 million people worldwide each year, resulting in 200,000 fatalities, mostly in Nigeria, and 420,000 deaths throughout sub-Saharan Africa. The minister, who spoke at the official launch of the Food Safety Operational Manual and Training of Food Safety Desk Officers in Abuja, said his ministry and agencies, especially the Nigeria Council of Food Science and Technology, are currently strengthening their regulatory oversight across the nation where food safety supervision is weakest. Earlier, the registrar and CEO of Nick First, Mrs. Veronica, as a warned food vendors, restaurants and food business operators to desist from acts of food adulteration and other unethical practices that violate the Nigerian Constitution and endanger public health. Mr. Godwin, sir, federal government decries death increase amongst Nigerians based on food contamination and adulteration. I would love to get your thoughts on the story.
Well, the statistics is very scary. You will see that when there is a global statistics or indices on particular problem or issues, you can see the percentage that comes out of Africa, and when you want to go to Nigeria, that we are always on the high side, telling you that it's a big problem. Trust me, what is causing these problems is corruption, and if you ask me, it is systematically ingrained in our system. Now, you are aware that the local food vendors, when I say food, it's just food like what they say mapud.
Okay.
The holistic gamut of what we take. If you go to the market now, even the palm oil, you are aware, the red palm oil, sometimes they are contaminated. The what they call leloi, you see the level of fraudulent practices, level of unhealthy, scary, practices that our local market business people engage in now. And you want to ask whose responsibility it is to actually checking these practices. It's the government. And the government is not just like federal. We have NAFDAC, agencies that are supposed to be very, very active in putting down stringent measures in checking or covering these excesses of the local business people. Now, you are aware that even the government has a role to play. We have we have committees. We could have people that local government will set to go in collaboration with the practitioner health officers from the state. So I think more hands will be on deck, because the issue is death is involved. It's not just food. The level of fake and adulterated drugs, and you want to. It's conscience. People don't have conscience anymore. Nigerians want to do anything and everything to make money, to make more profit at the detriment of the lives of the end consumers. Because at the end of the day, it is the consumer that gets that bears the brunt, and in this case, death is involved. So I'm appealing to the public, not just those who do these businesses, also those who go to buying this stuff. Right now, I'm scared. I don't eat anything. without meaning to demarket any particular product, I want to say that I personally am very careful and cautious of the things I eat, because you never can tell what has been contaminated. Never can tell. In fact, processing the processing, these food processing are something that the agencies, the relevant authorities that are in charge of this monitoring and inspections, they should be more conscious. They should be more proactive. Stop menace. It is important. Look at the statistics, the death increase. So please, I'm appealing to the public. I'm appealing to those of us who know, because they don't do this thing in this space. They do this in the environment, in our backyard, in our neighborhood. So even ordinary citizens, you as a person, if you know, if you are suspicious of any way that they do practice illegal practices or no profit, you could report to the authorities. There is no need shy away from these things, because life is, as I see, lives of citizens are at stake. So it calls for action from everybody. The drinks, sometimes you see where they do these local drinks, where they do fake drink production, and I must comment what they are doing, why they go clamp down on illegal drink manufacturing factories. They just bring chemicals, and the Nigerians, what do they care? What do they know? To cheap products, and when they back, they pay, and it goes to destroy the organs, sensitive organs in the body. So I think the question and people should learn to have conscience. Water situation in Nigeria is so cold, like they used to say, but you should have conscience for life. That's what I think we should be a watchword. You should have conscience enough that life is involved.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. You mentioned that you yourself, as an individual, you are being careful about what you take in, and you are selective about what you're meticulous about what you consume. There is a popular adage that says that people they say that's the key African man. Do you think most Nigerians are overly concerned about the processes involved in getting what they consume, considering the fact that it seems like the hike of prices, foodstuffs are high, so people don't care. As people may not be able to. People may not be prone to care about what they consume as long as it's cheap.
That's why I said that systematically is about a system, because the cost of living in Nigeria is very high. Diseases are there, and the government knows what, but the government enough. Trust me, it isn't doing enough. So Nigerians now are confined. Nigerians now are helplessly confined to taking what they could afford. Not because they couldn't even, we can barely afford 3 square meals these days. Families are struggling. You are aware. Families are struggling. I think if the cost of living were a bit favorable, this, okay, if I could afford, how about the next person? So I could be selective, I could be meticulous, like you said, I could be conscious, I could be very careful of the things I take. Ordinarily, I feel it is my discipline, it's my orientation, and probably I could afford some little basic things. But what about the next person? That's the problem. It's the cost of living. You said that you know the African man. That was before. Now you go to the clinics, you go to hospitals, you go to pharmacies, chemists. You see people every time on the counter of treatment of one ailment or the other, and Sadly enough, most of these things are avoidable. But because of the environment we find ourselves, because of the situation, because of the harsh economic situation or conditions, people are prone to taking anything. And it's very sad. It's a very sad situation. It's a very sad development for us as
Okay.
people.
Okay, one more question on this story. These contaminated items are produced or manufactured and sent into the market, and it seems like there is a lucrative market for these. Do you think NAFDAC has been doing their own part, but do you think they are doing enough to clamp down on the business aspects of these products from getting into the market, or there seems to be a well coordinated syndicate of activities that ensure that irrespective of the actions of NAFDAC, these businesses still thrive?
I was trying to say earlier that it's not about NAFDAC alone. NAFDAC is one body. I do not think NAFDAC has the manpower. NAFDAC does not have the adequate or enough manpower to. Nigeria is big. So check out the workforce of NAFDAC. So that's why I said that they should incorporate bodies. They should be this partnership. NAFDAC can relate with the locals. NAFDAC could come down to meeting the local government. So local government can set up committees, set up people monitoring things. Because this is, believe you or not, this is done within our localities. Trust me.
Yeah.
I lived somewhere before, and I realized that from some to their neighbor produces fake drinks. In our neighbor, I was like, wow. So it behoves on the people living there to exposing him. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
But we are like, let me mind my business. So now I should do more. There should be proper sensitization. That should really come down to the localities. If possible, you recruit more manpower to help. You will see how you can sensitize people and get informants. It's very important. You get informants because if, like police will say, if you don't report, if they're not informed, they won't know that the crime is taking place. It's not magic. So now that should do more. Other regulatory agencies or bodies should do more to really coming down to the locals and liaising, and by so doing, you do more in fishing out these people at their production point, not before they could be released to the market, because the market is broad. You can get from the stores. It goes a whole lot in discouraging these practices, because now I have got the source, so I have destroyed the source. It cannot go to the market. So more should be more force should be, more attention should be actually concentrated at the production center. That's what I think should be done.